Good evening and a very warm welcome each and everyone on Supergrad's YouTube channel. And as they say, that it's your journey that tells you everything about your destination. And today we have someone who has touched the destination very clearly and has nailed Delhi University joint admissions test with all India rank 66. Congratulations, Jatin, and I think entire Supergrads team and everyone in and around our family is very happy with your this feat. What do you want to say?
Yeah, thank you for the congratulations. Yeah, exactly. The time the DUJAT result came, my family, everyone, my friends, even the Supergrads team are all really happy. And I was initially also very shocked at my result, but okay, it's fine.
So was it a shock or a surprise, basically?
Both at the same time, it was a shock and surprise. Like I was expecting somewhat like a good result, but not this much that I'll be able to secure a all in the rank 66.
So usually feeling कैसी होती है? You can just imagine. So he's opening the result. और फिर बोला, अच्छा हो गया फिर already rank 66. Okay, that kind of expression, right? At that point of
Yeah,
time.
exactly. I was sitting like it was 11 a.m. approximately. I was eating my food, and then finally a message came. The result is out. I opened, I searched my name, marks dekhe, and then it was finally 66. Really, I checked my result literally 5 times, and all my family members checked it again and again that it was actually me who got 66.
5 times he has to check it to confirm that's all India rank 66.
Yeah.
Great, Jatin. I think there has been a fantastic journey behind this success. So, unless and until we talk about that journey part, it becomes a complete, it is going to be complete incomplete. This interview is going to be incomplete. So, let me start with this particular thing. How was the journey before the preparations? So that just give a, hint to students what they have to do when they are going to prepare for TUJET or exams like IPM next year.
Honestly saying, that was quite a rough of a journey because this 12th actually got a lot of extended because this COVID pandemic thing. So it was really hard to cope up with the board exams and also the other preparations like IPM and other entrances like DUJAT also. So before an IPM I gave, then I gave Narsi Monji, CRISE and all that. After giving that, I had literally like I was completely exhausted because doing 12th preparation and doing all the preparations. So I was not really like interested to do DUJAT again, though it was somewhat my dream to do attempt and clear DUJAT. But it had a long period of time, like 2 months. We have to give it a shot to prepare each and everything, a long journey. So in this process, it was my parents and my family members and also the teachers at Supergrads that completely motivated me throughout the journey that I can do it. Keep the calm, stay motivated, so that you can actually clear at the end of the day.
Yeah, rightly said by Jatin as well. And I would like to tell to all the audience over here. So someone who has cleared DUJET has seen each and everything. I could remember there was one more student, just like Jatin itself. So mostly these guys have were said no by the big institutes like IIM Indore. And when they get a no from an institute like IIM Indore, or perhaps they might have just thought I would not like to go into Narsi Munji, or might have just not made into a Narsi Munji, then there's a setback. And after all these setbacks, when you come up victorious, then it's really no. The journey tells you that this was made for you, right? At the end. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
next question to you, Jatin, because it's very important that students should understand the academic part, the academic things as well. So one by one, I'll be asking you the questions. How did you deal with the verbal ability section or the general English section related to all the entrances, in particular related to DUJET?
Honestly saying, English is not actually a one-day show. So it's all the round the year preparation. Also not it's round the year, but it actually like day by day from class 9, 10, you start improving your basics about English. So actually, honestly saying, I was not very good at English, but actually I knew that I had to improve on because it's a part of every paper and you cannot ignore it completely. So for the same, I took the notes of super grads that Brinda ma'am taught me about different concepts like verbs, articles. I made the note of all the rules, did the exercises, and actually trusted the process that I will be able to do it.
Yeah.
And for IPM, I would say that it is not about learning so much of vocabulary. It is about understanding the vocabulary, because they do not ask direct questions regarding that. But in DUJAT, you have to remember almost each and every idiom. You have to be well acquainted with the vocabulary, and also rules of active and passive. You have to be really specific regarding that. So for the same, I would say that the Supergrads gave us the whole sheet of 500 or 600 idioms. I literally crammed all of them,
Oh,
and all. Yeah, and then vocabulary part, I tried to complete like 1,000. I not leaving a word behind, because they actually ask 4 to 5 questions regarding that. And I try to strong the parts like active, passive, and other fill in the blanks, errors, words completion that form the major part of the paper.
great thing told by Jatin. And I think implicitly he also made a point that the two examinations are completely different. So DUJET is a different ball game altogether, and IPM is a different ball game altogether. He also made a point that, in IPM, you would be getting more of an application-based question, and there'll be direct English-related questions that are going to be asked in the Delhi University Joint Admission Test. So all these students who are eyeing both these exams next year must keep these important tips in mind. Now, talking about the logical reasoning section. So how was the preparations? How were the preparations at point of time, and how did you deal with them?
Regarding logical reasoning, we don't have to prepare anything in IPMAT Indore, but we do have to prepare in IPMAT Rohtak and Narsi Monji and Christ. So it's altogether the similar preparation for logical reasoning in all the exams, just depending upon the level of difficulty and the number of questions. So for the logical reasoning part, Raghavendra sir helped a lot. It was like we have to practice more and more sitting arrangement questions series. We already think that logical reasoning ये तो हो ही जाएगा, but it's not like that. We have to practice like 5 to 6 sets regularly day by day, so that we do not fall apart on this section, which actually is considered easy in an exam like DUJAT, because we do not ask so typical of questions. It is completely basic, but we have to maintain the accuracy in that.
Okay, so great point being made by Jatin over here that you need to practice. So practice is the answer for logical reasoning part. Now let me ask you the tougher part. So how did you deal with the mathematics section? Because that is the section, particularly in Delhi University Joint Admission Test, that gives injections to students, and beware that I'm coming. Yeah.
Regarding maths, honestly saying, I did not face any problem in mathematics,
Okay, great.
because actually I love mathematics from the from the class 9, so I didn't face any problem. But yeah, I didn't ignore it. I practiced it daily, like 1 or 2 3 exercises, suppose of integration, one agle din differentiation, and different topics. But one thing I would like to say, that it is not that we have to do a separate preparation. Some topics of IPM and some topics of DUJAT are quite similar, that we have to cover. But some topics of higher maths that we study in class 11th and 12th, like integration and differentiation, are not asked in IPMAT but in DUJAT. So it is like we have to prepare from very class 11th, do the NCRTs, do the study materials, any extra book like together with RD Sharma, anything that you want to do. We have to be much clear with all the concepts and the questions, especially of NCRT, because sometimes direct questions come from class 11th and 12th NCRTs. So for mathematics, it's only about from we have to move from 10th, 11th, and 12th, covering each and every aspect, and not forget about them. It is not that we cannot cover the whole higher mathematics syllabus in 1 month. We have to cover it like in 2 3 years, what we have learned in our journey.
All right, so a good point being made by Jatin over here that you need to be very thorough with all the things which are covered in the mathematics 9, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and then definitely you're going to be very prepared for this particular examination, and you need to love mathematics if you really want to crack exams like DUJET. Okay, now Jatin, I mean, the thought of going inside one of the best colleges of the country, and in fact, uh, graduate college. In fact, when we talk about Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies, it is said to be the best college of the Asia in term for the management, and not only uh, of India. So, are there goosebumps? How are you going to explain Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies to the audience over here?
It's like a dream come true to enter into a college like Shahid Sukhdev. I heard about this college in class 11 from some of my peers, and also about various institutes like Supergrads. Then I started preparing about, learning about the paper structure, paper pattern, what type of questions are asked. Then I learned about they offer a complete different courses, BMS and BFI, Bachelor of Management Studies and
Okay.
Bachelor's in Financial Investment Analysis. So it is like completely different curriculum, quite interesting and quite in demand because of the data analysts and also finance field are quite opening. So I was quite excited about this college because in recent times it has come at par with even the most top colleges of the country. So
Right.
it has a different, like a complete different atmosphere, and people do say that the peer group of Shahid Sukhdev is very competitive and all that. So I was really interested to enter into this college and with completely different arena of courses.
Great, great, great. Jatin, all these points are going to motivate all the kids who are going to follow the journey you have already followed. Now, why are you going to recommend Supergrads to the kids? Because, that's one thing which has been part of your journey throughout. So, why are you going to recommend Supergrads to students? Because definitely, if many of the students who are studying with us or wish to study with us would like to know this from the achievers.
The reason I would recommend Supergrads to all the juniors that would be coming up here, the reason is because of the teachers. First of all, the teachers, Raghvendra sir, Pankaj sir, Brinda ma'am, and all other faculty that Rahul sir, and everybody, but quite supportive, quite motivating people, and also the study material that they gave us was quite up to mark. That necessary to come, that was enough to come clear a paper like DUJAT, I would say that. And the regular classes that were held and the problem solving was also very good. Even at the very last moment, if even if we asked about, we want a mock, we want an extra test, they would be ready at the round the clock to give us provide that thing, so that we are not falling apart and complete this clear this paper.
Great. So you talked about the faculty, you talked about the material, you talked about the support which we usually get, and certainly, and Jatin, I think one major reason maybe you're leveling up the preparation levels. So you may be at level something, and Supergrads will add the value to that particular level, particularly. Okay. Now, last question coming to you is most important. What advice are you going to give to all the guys who may be start thinking of starting the preparations right now, who may be thinking of going for DUJET right now, or who may be thinking of writing IPM next year? Advice from your side.
Uh, my advice would be never stop doing hard work, because there might be good days and might be bad days. It is not that I cleared every paper in the country. It was some I cleared, some I failed. It was not that.
And some you
But you
topped, right?
some you might top, yeah. So you need to trust the process, that there might be a moment when you achieve something that others completely aspire for. That is the victorious moment that you must wait for and be persistent continuously. And also I would recommend you to follow your teacher's advice and pray to God. And also your parents are your also biggest motivators. My mother and my father literally literally like were there with me like at 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the night with me to support me, that I stay motivated and study for this paper, because it was like the charm of this paper that motivates everyone to clear it. So I would request
Congratulations to your
everybody to do
parents
hard
also,
work.
because it's their efforts, as you said. So from this channel, we would wish to congratulate them as well. And a big thing came from Jatin's word, and I think his journey has been a very different one. So when you hear it from the Delhi University joint admission test topper, that in my journey I could not clear few papers, that tells you that failure is the part of the success journey on which you are actually walking on. So never give up. So never give up is the thing which we are taking from this particular interview. Thank you, Jatin, for the fantastic time you gave us. And thank you. I'm sure that this particular interview is going to motivate many, many students. Subscribe Supergrads YouTube channel, press the bell icon, and like this video if you have really liked it from the heart. I know Jatin might have made you like this particular video. Thank you, Jatin.